night live stream, and tonight I have chosen to do another ranking of a franchise because I enjoy doing these live. And tonight I'm ranking the Indiana Jones franchise. I know a lot of you probably have different opinions, and I would love to hear your thoughts about this franchise. Which is your favorite? Which is your least favorite? Excuse me, I'm going to cough. There we go. So let's talk about it. What's your favorite? What's your least favorite? Opinions about Dial of Destiny, the brand new movie. I want to try to keep this live chat Indiana Jones focused. If we go off topic a little bit, that is okay. But I mainly want to keep it about Indiana Jones. And I do have some digital codes that I will be giving away after this live stream is over. And I will let you know about those 15 minutes past and also quarter of, the usual routine. Also, just some news to go over. There's my cat. You see her? She's out of here. She's been hanging out with me. And now that I'm ignoring her, she's leaving. All right. So, a little bit of announcements. First of all, I want to thank everyone, especially Bob from Bob's Blu-rays, for last Wednesday. My induction into his Physical Media Hall of Fame was so amazing. Everyone that showed up and supported in the chat, or you just watched the live stream over the last week or so, any of you that were involved, or maybe you weren't involved and you're just a subscriber of my channel, whatever it is, if you're a supporter of mine, I thank you so very much. Being inducted last week really meant a lot to me. The 2.5 hours flew by. It was so insane. It's like we started and then we were done. And it was just amazing. So I want to thank all of you out there, because when it got time for me to say my final thoughts and to leave, I was jabbering. I didn't know what I was saying. It wasn't that great, I thought anyway. So I just want to say an overall thank you so much to all of you out there that supported me. I really, really do appreciate it. And second little announcement, right after this live stream, the king himself, Mid-Level Media, is having his monthly roundtable at 9 p.m. right after me. So after this live stream is over, maybe I'll end a little bit early, who knows? So that way we can all prep and go over to Mid-Level Media's channel. 9 p.m. starts his June roundtable, and those are always a blast. Anytime I've been over there on the roundtable, anytime Ken has asked me, it's always a fun time going over what physical media we've bought throughout the entire past month, and it's nothing but fun. It's always a good time. So all of you from this live stream, all 31 people so far, should be heading over there right after this. So just let you guys know that. We have 32 people, 33 people, and 15 likes. You know what I'm going to say. Slam that like button if you have not already. Truly would appreciate it. It helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. It truly does. It really does help. And my final announcement, if you did not see, I uploaded a couple of hours ago my top 25 favorite films from the 80s. This was my decade. I was born in 1980. I grew up in the 80s and the 90s, and I love 80s movies. And this is a challenge that was presented to the community from Tim Talks Talkies. So all of you out there that want to participate in this challenge, make a video if you're a content creator, send your list over to Tim, direct message him over on Instagram, pigeon carrier, as he says, email him, I believe timtalkstalkies@gmail.com. Whatever you guys have to do if you want to participate, it's really a lot of fun. Send it over to Tim. He wants as many lists as possible. So go and check out my video, because the link to Tim's video is in my description box. So you can check it out, find out all the rules and regulations, when the live stream is for the big reveal. All that good stuff is in that video. So that's all the announcements. All right. I'm going to chat with you guys just a little bit before we start our Indiana Jones ranking to see who is here. We have Constance Cherry, number 1 here. Hi, Susan and chat. Have not seen the movie yet, but I hear it's good. I'm not going to spoil Dial of Destiny. I'm just going to give like overall thoughts about each one of the films. I don't want to go into too much detail, especially with the newest film, because it's still brand new. It just came out. So if you haven't seen the movie, no worries. I'm not going into real depth of the film. I'm going to be kind of vague. All right. Maria Elena. Hi, everyone. Hi, Sue. Hello, Maria. Thank you so much for being here. David is here. Hello, Sue. How was your day today, Blu-ray Queen? I took the day off because obviously I didn't work yesterday. Holiday, 4th of July. And rule of thumb with what I do, it's always dead the day after a holiday. It's never busy. It's always slow, especially like middle of the week, 4th of July. I ain't going out there. So I took the day off. I slept in. I made my video. I showered, basic things like that. And now I'm here with you. So that was my day today. And watching a movie tonight, most likely a Tom Cruise movie. Watched Jaws and Jaws 2 last night, so that was a lot of fun. All right, Tony P is here. What's going on, Tony P? Hey, Susan and everyone, how's it going? My mom is here waving a pink hand, so that's nice. Tony's saying hi to my mom. My mom's saying hi to Tony, saying, what's up with this friggin' heat today? Yeah, it's very warm here in good old Connecticut. Almost 90, I believe. A little warm. Humid. Donna is here. Hey, Sue, and chat room. So here's where I came in. Donna also saying, I've binge watched about 2 years of your content over the past 2 weeks. Oh my gosh, that's great. Loving the channel. Donna, thank you so very much. That's the reason why my views have gone up so much. It's because of you. Just kidding. But I'm probably not kidding. That probably is the reason why. But thank you. Thank you so much. That is awesome. Mizzy's here. What's going on, Mizzy? Hey, Sue and chat. Packers 602 is here. Hello, Susan and Mama Blue. That's right. We're a team. She's just like an addition. She's next to me. She's here. She's just up there. But she's here next to me talking to all of you. Quietly saying hello, Sue. Mr. Scott is also here. What's up, everybody? And you wonderful. Never watched Indiana Jones, but I'm still here. Well, maybe after this ranking video, I can convince you to watch the Indiana Jones franchise. All right, Mark Osborne. Hello, guys, from Manchester, UK. Hello. Thank you so much for being here, Mark. I know it's later over in the UK, so I appreciate you being here. Deadpool fanatic, hello, Movies and Sue. Smash that like button. Happy Wednesday. Legend Lewis is also here. Hey, Sue, long time no see. Yes, I agree. I'm seeing Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny next week with my mom and stepdad, and we're all really looking forward to seeing Indiana back on the big screen. That's wonderful. And that's really awesome that you can share that experience with your family. I went to go and see it with Daddy Blu-ray. Unfortunately, Mama was not feeling good. She had to stay home. She knows why I'm looking at her like that. She had to stay home, but Dad and I went, and it was fun. It's always a good experience to go with my parents to something like a franchise that's older, that's been around for 30, 40 years, that we experienced together when I was growing up. So that was nice, especially because this is most likely the last Indiana Jones, at least with Harrison Ford. So this was memorable, definitely memorable. All right. Who else? AJ Roberts is here saying hello, Sue. What's Johnny Watching is here. What's up, Johnny? What's up, cool kids? Johnny has been cranking out those videos. So definitely go over and check out his channel, subscribe, all that good stuff. Johnny's saying, I kneel at the feet of the queen of physical media. Oh my gosh, please, no, do not do that. We are all on an equal playing field. We are all amazing and fantastic. There's nothing special about me than anyone else. Trust me. All right, Donna's saying, Sue, I just want to say you're so lucky to know Durant Cinema and the crew. Thank you. They are good people, good friends. All right, Douglas is saying the very first Indiana Jones film was the best one of them all. Why does it have to be snakes? I know, right? Well, you know what? I would rather have it be snakes than spiders. I hate spiders. So I think I'd rather have snakes. Thanks. All right. Johnny is saying the OG cool kid Bonnie. That's right. My mom is here. She is the OG cool kid. AJ is saying, I would like to see you do a top 10 4Ks of 2023 so far. I was thinking about doing that. And then, of course, I believe Films at Home dropped that video today. So it might be a month or so until I do that video. I never want to do kind of like a similar video to someone else, even though it's very difficult because we all pretty much talk about the same thing. But I try not to quote unquote copy anyone because I want to have that person have their moment with that. And same goes for me. I wouldn't want someone to, do the same video that I did. It's kind of like a respect. It's kind of like an unsaid respect thing in the community, I believe. So that video was just dropped by some other creator, so I'm not going to do that video. Like, I've been wanting to do like an entire Lionsgate Steelbook collection video for a while, and then of course Mid-Level Media did it right when I wanted to do it, so I said, nope, I gotta wait. And then Bob's Blu-rays did it, and I said, nope, now I gotta wait again. So it's getting towards that time where I think I'm going to consider, putting out my entire collection. But then I think about like, there's always stuff going on in my head. There's always stuff going on in my head, trust me. Thinking about what videos I should do and when and seasons and, movies that are out right now and themes. Like, I always have ideas floating around in this big noggin right up here. So I don't know when I'll do it. Maybe I'll just wait for next year to do that idea. I'm not sure. All right, Donna is saying, okay, now that I said what I need to say, on to Indiana Jones. Did not like Dial of Destiny. Okay, if you didn't like Dial of Destiny, can you tell us the reason why without spoiling it? That is my question for you. All right, David is saying his ranking for Indiana Jones from best to worst. Okay, best to worst is 1, 3, 5, 2, and 4. Interesting. Jordan's Blu-rays is here. Hello, Jordan, saying, hey, Sue. Marius is here. How are you? What's going on, Marius? Pierce is here. What's up, Sue? I think you're brand new. I would have recognized that name before. If you are brand new, welcome. All right, Caveman Movies and More is here, saying hello to me and everyone in the chat. Thank you so much for being here. Maria saying, I did watch Indy 5 and it was all nostalgia for me. I loved it, got teary-eyed at the end. That's great. I'm really super happy that you had that reaction to it because I love when movies can do that to you. It just makes the experience even more special. All right, I don't know what this name is. It's kind of like a bunch of letters, like LNGH. Hey, Sue. Sorry, I can't say your name. Hey, Sue, saw Indiana Jones today. Can't wait to watch your ranking. I've seen all 5. Well, that is fantastic. Awesome. Cool guy is here. Hello, Sue. It's been a while. Haven't seen the new Indiana Jones movie yet. Okay, we'll keep it vague. Adrian, hi. Susan just watched your top 25 80s movies video. Thank you so very much. Everyone, go over and watch it right after this and right after Ken's live. So kind of like, get it in. That sounded bad. Get it in there. Get it in. Put it into your weekend plans. I don't know. All right. Oh my God. It's Huck. Huck is here. Huck just got back from a cruise, and I so appreciated Huck sending in a little clip for my Hall of Fame when he was on his vacation. That meant the world to me. Thank you so much, Huck. But Huck is here saying, hey, Sue, my queen. I am not a queen. In my own mind, I am. I hope to see Indy 5 this weekend, and congrats on your Hall of Fame. Thank you so very much, Huck. Thank you, thank you. Alex Thomas is here, and Alex is going to be on the round table tonight, so make sure you guys go over there. He's saying, hey, Susan, in capital letters. What's going on, Alex? Ronnie Dollar saying, hey there, Susan. C.S. Scott is here. Good evening. Alex is saying, I need to plan a meetup with you, Durant, and the crew. Well, Alex, you might want to consider driving up and joining because I'm not sure where you're located. We are getting together in October for a huge YouTuber like bull moose Blu-ray hunting trip. It's planned for, should I say this out loud? I'll message you later. I'll message you later and I'll let you know. But we are planning a massive get together in October. So I will direct message you. All right. Let's see. Johnny's saying Huckster. I'm going to wait until 15 minutes. I'm going to say the digital codes, then we'll start ranking the indie movies. Okay, just to let you guys know, I want to make sure I don't fall behind in the chat. Maria loves all the indie movies, but her favorite is Raiders. Interesting. We have 52 people, 29 likes. Slam that like button if you have not already. Okay. Legend Lewis saying, now that I'm watching Indiana Jones next week, my summer blockbuster watch list goes up to 16 movies, with the next movie I'm watching in the cinema being Insidious, The Red Door, tomorrow or Friday. I'm not going to go and see that. I haven't seen any of them, so not going to start now. Okay. All right. My mom and Huck are talking about his cruise, getting his sea legs back. All right. Alex is saying he's skipping out on Indy 5. He's just going to wait for the physical media release. So I'm going to stop there. Let's get into the digital codes. And then right after that, we're starting the ranking. Okay. So what's all this about digital codes? If you're brand new here and if you're interested in a digital code, here is what you have to do. So go on over to Twitter. Follow me over at Movies&Sue. Once you're following me, direct message me, not in the general area, direct message me. And out of the codes that I'm about to tell you, let me know which one you're the most interested in. I randomly pick people. I only give one out per person, and I believe all of these will definitely work. They're all brand newer titles, so there should be no issue. All right. So the codes tonight, here's what I have. I've got Jesus Revolution, Shooter, Super Mario Brothers, Renfield, Creed 3, Wakanda Forever. I've been wanting to give out this code forever, and no one is taking it. Someone take Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, please. I'm trying to get rid of this one. Shivers. That is a Vestron title. And finally, A Good Person with Florence Pugh and Morgan Freeman. I just watched this movie. It is excellent, and I highly recommend it. So those are the digital codes tonight. The messages are already floating in on Twitter. I'm seeing them right now. So I will re-announce those at 8:45. Okay, here we go. Let's start our ranking. And first of all, I do want to say I enjoy the Indiana Jones franchise. I'm not like a super fanatic for the Indiana Jones. I really only love and adore one film out of the entire franchise. Like really, really love. I can watch it anytime, any day. It thoroughly entertains me. And obviously that's my number one choice. So we're starting off with the worst of the worst, in my opinion. And really, none of these are like, oh my God. Like, I've seen worst movies, but as far as this franchise goes, it's Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. For me, this one is the worst film because for me, this movie feels like a parody of Indiana Jones. It does not have the it doesn't have the consistency of the original trilogy. Like those were epic adventures that we were going on. It just had a completely different vibe and feel, which is really strange to me because Crystal Skull is directed by Steven Spielberg. And I thought it wasn't. I thought Spielberg did the original trilogy and someone else took over and did Crystal Skull. When I actually saw that he did direct this one, I was highly disappointed. This is probably the worst Spielberg film. If I had to do a ranking of Spielberg directed movies, this would be way at the top for the worst, or way at the bottom, whatever. Like this is really, really bad. Like I said, it feels like a parody. I don't like Shia LaBeouf's character at all in this film. He's very much on the defense the entire time in this movie. And you kind of want to say, kid, what's your problem? Lighten up a little bit. Like here he's having a scene with Indiana Jones with Harrison Ford. They're like in this cafe or whatever. And he's talking about his mom. And he's like, that's my mom. He gets like all defense. Calm down. Like, calm down. I'm not sure if the character was written that way or that's just the way Shia LaBeouf chose to play the part. But I just didn't enjoy it. And then once we got to like where the monkeys were coming in and the whole like jungle scenario, like it took me out of it. It really took me out of it. Although I will say, I have watched this movie 3 times. The first time, I fell asleep right in the middle. Like, I think right before the monkeys and the jungle thing started happening, I fell asleep. I didn't wake up until the very end. I didn't know what the heck was going on. So I rewatched it again, was like, not really thrilled. And then I watched it a third time for preparation for Dial of Destiny. And I have to say, I enjoyed it the most on the third rewatch, but still, it's not good. It's not good. It's not good. And Kate Blanchett as the villain, super weak. Super weak. I expected a lot more because she's such a high caliber actress. She can literally do anything. She is so incredibly talented. But this villain, what not good. It was not a good villain at all whatsoever. And it's just not good. It's just not good overall. It doesn't entertain me like the original trilogy. I'm not on my seat. Like, if there were any comedic parts in this movie, which I think there are, like, I wasn't really laughing at anything. Yeah, I was kind of just sitting there like that, watching the movie the entire like 2 hours, the runtime, whatever it is. So yeah, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull is just no. And then the final, like the icing on top of the cake with this movie is that we're dealing with aliens, like towards the really aliens. Like, who wrote this? Like, it's so horrible. So it all of that combined, it just doesn't make it a good experience for me. And so yeah, Crystal Skull, you are at the bottom. You are at the bottom. All right, let's see if you guys agree with me. I'm gonna get back to you really quick. Okay, I left off with Alex. Okay, Mark is saying that nothing can top Raiders. Qwerty Shutter saying late to the party, morning. Adrian, we're not talking about the 80s movies, we're talking about indie. Even though, you know, Indiana Jones is 80s, but we're talking about the ranking. We're talking about the ranking. All right, Marius is saying, I took my mom to see Indy 5 on Saturday, 5 p.m. in Dolby, and laughed, cracked up the entire time. We loved the opening. That's great. Fantastic. Alex Thomas saying, awesome. I'm assuming that's the response to the Bull Moose trip. All right, David is saying, what's up, Sue? Your intro to the Hall of Fame was classic. Oh my God. Was it like, Bob picked like every clip of me talking about like dating or something like that. I'm like, why is mine an opening for like Love Connection or something like that? Whatever. It was funny though. It was a good time. I'm glad to entertain you guys. Yes, my mom is saying I'm almost at 10K. Like 198 more people and I'm there. I'm at 10K. So it's crunch time. Tell all your friends, your family, neighbors you hate, whatever. If they love physical media, get them to subscribe to my channel because I'm almost there. All right. All right, Tony saying that Dave announced the date of the meetup in his Bulmos video, so I can say it. Oh, I could say it. Okay. So, all right. Alex, if you're still here, I hope you're paying attention. I hope you're still here. The date we're meeting at Bull Moose is October 21st. It is a Saturday. So we're having a massive meetup there. All right. Adrian enjoyed my Hall of Fame as well. Thank you so very much. Merja, I hope I say it correctly. Hello, Sue and crew. Huck is saying at my mom, yes, 10K subs. That's going to be such a well-deserved milestone. Thank you, Huck. All right, everyone's saying hi. All right, we're not talking about Scream. I'm sorry. Any comments not really relating to a general Q&A or Indiana Jones, I'm just going to skip. I'm sorry. I don't mean to do that to you guys, but I want to try to stay on topic as much as possible. Okay. C.S. Scott, I saw The Crystal Skull at the theater. Adrian James saying, I would like to revisit the Indiana Jones films. I haven't seen them in a long time. Well, there you go. Rewatch them. All right, Mizzy saying, same, Adrian saw the new one last week. It was okay. David asking if I have a favorite Steven Spielberg movie. You know what? Honestly, I haven't thought. I mean, I would probably just say Jaws off the top of my head because that's in my top 5 of all time, and I don't think that there's any other Spielberg movie, there we go, in my top 5, so I'll just say Jaws. I just watched it last night. I always watch it on 4th of July. I love it. All right, so I would definitely say Jaws, if not something else. Okay. Tony is agreeing with Mizzy. Dial of Destiny was okay at best. Cool guy saying I've seen all the Indiana Jones movies 1 through 4. Kyler Cruz, are you related to Tom? Probably not. All right, The Last Crusade is my personal favorite. I never hear anyone say Crusade is their favorite. Usually it's always Raider, so that's good to know. Adam saying congrats to almost 10K, Sue. Thank you so much. Well deserved. Thank you, thank you. Adrian remembers having The Last Crusade on VHS. That's awesome. Maria is saying The Crystal Skull is the weakest. David is saying The Last Crusade had that great title. It seemed like they went out on a high note. I mean, they did. I mean, the way they went out, it was so great. All 4 of them on the horses, you know, riding out into the sunset, end of the trilogy. And then what, 15 years later, they popped up with this? I don't think so. Yeah, it should have ended there. All right. Constance saying Disney Plus has all the Indiana Jones movies. Yes, they do. And I believe when the 5th one comes out on streaming, it will go to Disney Plus. All right, I'm caught up with the chat comments. So let's get into the next movie on my rank. So 5th place goes to The Crystal Skull. 4th place is going to the newest entry, Dial of Destiny. Obviously, I do not have a physical copy to show you because it's still in theaters. I mean, overall, I feel like a lot of people are hating on Dial of Destiny just to hate on it. And I was just going through my comments because when I posted my weekend watch video talking about the box office and how much money it did not make, unfortunately, I was going through those comments. I had a lot of people commenting about Harrison Ford's age. He should be in a retirement home. He's too old. Who cares about an 80? I didn't like those comments. I really didn't like those comments at all. To me, it doesn't matter how old the person is portraying the character. What matters to me is that we have a good story. We have a good plot line. We have a good object, you know, that we're trying to find or trying to deal with. We have a great villain. We have great characters. That's what matters to me, not the age of the actor. And to have a lot of people point that out, that was like the number one concern, get over it. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, that just shows like pretty much all of the more younger generation giving their thoughts. And I'm not trying to offend anyone here that is of the younger generation. If you're younger, if you're in your teens, 20s, whatever it is. For me personally, Indiana Jones is nostalgic. I believe Raiders came out 83, something like that, like early 80s. I grew up with these movies. And to have Harrison Ford come back in the role of Indiana Jones at 80 years old, I mean, you got to give the man some credit, okay? Like, can we give him a little bit of credit? Overall, I enjoyed the movie. Are there flaws? Yes. However, I think I gave it 3.5 stars out of 5 on my letterbox. That's not too bad. I mean, that's not bad considering you're going up against an iconic trilogy from like 20 plus years ago. You know what I'm saying? So that's not really horrible. There's little things here and there that I believe if they switched out or added into this movie that would have really enhanced the film. Like, number one, Phoebe Waller-Bridge. I don't believe she was the appropriate actress to choose for this film because no one really knows who she is. Unless you know the television show Fleabag from Amazon Prime, you don't really know who she is. And if you do know who she is, either you like her or you hate her. I don't think there's really any in between with her as an actress. Either you like her or you don't. That's it. They should have gotten an actress more on Harrison Ford's level. You know what I'm saying? Like more A-list, because I don't consider Phoebe Waller-Bridge an A-list actress. Like, she's not a huge name. They should have gotten a name. Because yeah, they have Mads Mikkelsen, however the heck you say his name, as the villain, but honestly, he wasn't that great either. He was kind of on the level of Kate Blanchett in Crystal Skull. Here you have like this great actor that is so amazing and has a presence and could really pull this off, and you think it's going to be super fantastic, and then it just disappoints thoroughly. So you have the wrong choice for the leading lady of the film, and then you have a weak ass villain. Not good. Not good, in my opinion. And then, yes, I did make the comment about bringing back Ki Wei Kwan into the role of Short Round. I fully believe they should have done that. Yes, even though he won his Oscar like way after, they made the movie and the script was written and all. I get it. I get that. But they should have included him. They really really should have, because they put other, I'm not going to ruin it, but they put other characters from the past into Dial of Destiny. There's a couple of like cameos in the movie. They could have put in Short Round. They should. I believe instead of a female lead, why did they not have Indiana Jones's last adventure be with Short Round? Be with Ki Wei Kwan. That is who we should have had as the other person going on the adventure with Indiana Jones, not Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Because if you had Short Round, Ki Wei Kwan back in that role, nostalgia, man. All the older generation like myself, more people would have gone to this movie. I thoroughly believe that. Nostalgia really does resonate with older generations. And I really feel that if he was in this movie in a big role, it would have done better. I really, really do. People can argue with me. You can, but I know stuff. I know stuff when it comes to box office numbers. And some people like to say, "Oh, making 60 million in a weekend, it's not that bad." It is. Because the film was made for $300 million before marketing. That means this movie has to make about 400 to 500 million to break even and make a profit. This movie is not going to do that, because we have Mission Impossible right around the corner, Oppenheimer, and also Barbie. This film is going to get lost in the shuffle once all of those movies start dropping, unfortunately. So that's my little rant about Dial of Destiny on how I would have made it better. What was good, what was bad. What was good about the movie, I thought it was a decent adventure. I really did. The opening of the film, kind of establishing the relationship and the goddaughter situation, that was a lot of wasted time in my opinion, because we're trying to bring in a brand new character that we didn't even know existed. We didn't know this goddaughter ever existed from the previous trilogy. We have no idea who she is. So you're tacking on like 20 to 30 minutes in the beginning, establishing this person because of her father and the villain and all this stuff. Like, it's all this extra fluff. If we had Ki Wei Kwan, we already know who he is. We already know who Short Round is. Boom, you're knocking off a half hour. You know what I'm saying? You don't need all of this like extra stuff happening right in the beginning. We could just, start the movie and there we go. I gotta say, my favorite scene from Dial of Destiny is when Harrison Ford gets on the horse and he goes down to the subway, because it seems like there's always a staple in Indiana Jones movies. You have to have snakes, you got to have horses, things like that. And so this was the horse moment of the movie. And he's riding the horse, trying to get away from the bad guys. He goes in the subway. I really love that moment. I thought that was great, and I thought it was really well done. So overall, I enjoyed Dial of Destiny, but there's a lot of things about the movie that I would have changed, because if they changed those little things, it would have been so much better. And it really would have gone out on a much higher note. But yeah, it just really bothered me that a lot of people were commenting about Harrison Ford's age. Age has nothing to do with it. If you're still 80 years old, you're still capable of doing things. It's not like, okay, let's ship them off to the retirement home. They can't do anything. Yes, they can. Yes, they can. You try to do what he did in this movie, okay? I guarantee you probably wouldn't be able to. Most of you want it. Most of you want it. Okay, let's get back to you guys in the chat. I want to keep it like, well paced and everything. Okay, Merja is saying Last Crusade is my favorite too, thanks to Sean Connery. Absolutely. Sean Connery is just so good in that movie. Love 2000, welcome. Last Crusade is my favorite. Connery was the perfect foil. Cool guy. I have the Steelbook for the Indiana Jones movies. Me too. Obviously. Douglas is saying they should have ended the series with The Last Crusade. I remember when my parents and I went to the movies. All right. I or LNGH, the name I can't say, saying I hated number 4 as well. Emoji. The puke emoji. All right. Cordy is saying that Kingdom of the Crystal Skull always plays on TV when I was a kid, or when you were a kid. That was my first introduction to the franchise. Ooh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry it wasn't a little bit better. All right, Adrian is saying he thinks my number 1 is Temple of Doom. We'll see. David is saying Indiana Jones movies are on Paramount Plus. I believe they're on both. They're on Paramount and also on Disney Plus. So that's good. If you don't have Paramount and you have Disney, you can watch them over there. All right, David is saying, I agree, Doug. When I went, the crowd stood up and clapped for 30 seconds. I was in 5th grade at the time. It was magical. Johnny is saying, to be honest, too many years in between Crusade to Skull and Skull to Dio. I definitely agree. With a lot of years in between, generations, going in between. And like I said, a major factor that I believe in the quote-unquote failure of Dial of Destiny at the box office this past weekend, the younger generation did not go. And because the younger generation, unless you're a moviegoer like me of an older generation where it's like, yes, I have to go every single opening weekend, the older generation isn't in a rush to go and see these movies. They know they're going to be there for a few weeks, unless it's The Flash. That movie's doing horrible. But they know it's going to be there. So they're not going to go opening weekend. They're going to wait a weekend or two, and then they're going to go. Whereas the younger generations, like every single weekend on Friday or, Thursday, Friday night, they're going to the movies, but the younger generation isn't really interested in Indiana Jones because they have this stigma against older actors playing, their iconic roles, apparently. So that I believe is the main factor. That is the main issue with why Dial of Destiny did not do better. Okay. Cinema Man saying Harrison is too old to do. I don't want to hear that. I'm sorry, but I'm going to disagree with you because I already said my entire spiel about older people. Just because you're older, you can still do things. Just because a number is a number. As long as you're in the health to do it, you're healthy enough to do the stunts and do what is required, there's no problem there. All right, Douglas is saying I'm 51 and enjoy these movies. David is saying, yeah, too many years. Adrian is 53 this Saturday. Well, happy early birthday to you. Okay, I'm skipping comments talking about age. All right, Tony P saying, yeah, Phoebe and her character were pretty annoying. Should have been a different actress. Maria saying exactly what I said. I don't know who Phoebe is. Harrison Ford is a legend. Douglas is saying, let Harrison Ford decide when he is ready to leave the acting roles. Yes, very true. Maria is saying, I thought the Short Round was going to be in this movie. I agree with you, Sue. Thank you, Maria. I'm glad someone agrees with me, but I had a couple people agree with me about my theory about Short Round. I'm happy that people agree with me. I called a missed opportunity, and I hate missed opportunities because with this being most likely the last Indiana Jones film, and with Ke Huy Quan having his resurgence in his career right now, I know the timing probably didn't line up the way it could have and have this all happen, but it just seems like a missed opportunity. Even if he didn't have a resurgence in his career, why wouldn't you add him in as a nostalgia factor? Come on, people. Do I have to get into Hollywood? I seriously think I need to go. I just think this stuff up. People would eat it up. The remembrance of everything going back in time. Oh my God. People would eat this shit up. Oh my God. I need to go to Hollywood. All right. Here we go. Ollie Oakland, I love your Dial of Destiny rant because I totally agree with you. Well, thank you. David is saying that I agree with you that Ford's age shouldn't be the reason one likes or dislikes the movie. Ford proves he can still do action roles. Listen, I enjoyed all the action I saw from Harrison Ford. I have no complaints about this movie about Harrison Ford. I feel like he lived up to the role. It wasn't like top tier indie, but that's to be expected. It's not Raiders indie. It's not Temple of Doom indie. We're talking years and decades later. But there's other things about the movie that I had issues with. All right. Douglas is saying the film will make it up on Blu-ray and 4K. Marius is saying, I'm hoping for a good Indiana Jones 5 movie steelbook collection. Jose is making an emoji face. All right, Cinema Man is saying it's okay, everyone. Tom Cruise, the greatest action star of all time, will be hitting the theaters next week. All right. Ant Gun saying, I literally just started watching your videos like a week ago. Oh, yay. Got a 4K TV, first one, and started buying 4K movies to watch. Ooh, watch your wallet and your dollars. Just got to tell you. All right, we're already 40 minutes in. Where's the time gone? I got to get on this ranking. Okay. Number 3 on my list, and this is going to be so controversial because I know for a fact this movie people love. You love it. Some people have it in their top 10 of all time, top 5 of all time, but I do not. I feel like it's the weakest of the trilogy, and that is Raiders of the Lost Ark. I'm sure Huck just passed out. He just keeled over and had a heart attack because I feel like he loves Raiders. I think he's talked about Raiders before. Raiders, to me, is boring. This is a boring movie. Besides the opening sequence where you have the big boulder, like that's all exciting. That lets you know the tone of the movie that you're supposed to be dealing with. Action, adventure, exciting. But there is a lot of downtime, to me, in Raiders. When I first watched this movie, I fell asleep. The second time I wanted to watch it, I fell asleep again. It's kind of like Aquaman to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I keep falling asleep. This was the first time when, upon the rewatch of the entire franchise, that I actually stayed awake throughout the entire movie. And guess what? It was still boring to me. I'm like, oh my God, can we get on with this? And then Karen Allen as his love interest. I find her boring too. I'm sorry. I know a lot of you love the character of Marion. You want her to be with Indy, their end game. I get it. Like, you love her. You love them as a couple. I personally do not. I don't. I think they're boring together. She doesn't bring anything. I just, it's boring. This movie is boring. Sorry. I know a lot of you are hating me right now, and I probably lost some viewers on this live stream, but I got to be honest, and I got to be true to myself. Don't get me wrong, there are some parts that I do enjoy about the film, but overall, it is not as exciting as my top 2. So unfortunately, to me, this is the weakest of the original trilogy. It is Raiders. Don't hate me. Don't hate me. Don't hate me. All right, let's get back to you guys. Okay, let's see. The name I can't say. My faves are Raiders and Crusade. Hands down, but Raiders edges Crusade. Ooh, I just offended you. I'm sorry. Maria is saying there were lots of older people my age in the theater. That's great. I'm so glad that there was. That's excellent. Maria is saying he's not too old. He's still indie. Cool Guy is saying I might go to the theater to see the new Indiana Jones 5 on Friday. I encourage you to do so. If you can see it on a premium screen, Dolby or IMAX, definitely it enhances the experience. We saw it in Dolby, and it was great. All right, Cinema Man saying, it's okay to disagree with me, Sue. I respect your opinion. Forgive my blasphemy. LOL. You are forgiven. We're on good terms. No worries. David saying, we need more Kiwi Kwan. Yes, absolutely. All right, David is saying, yes, Indy is never too old. Age is just a number. Merja is saying, how can someone be too old to do something when they already proved that they aren't by doing exactly the kind of stunts they are supposedly too old for? I don't know if the sentence made any sense. LOL. I agree with you. I agree with you completely. I understood what you were trying to say. Oh my gosh, it's Dude Who Loves Movies. It's Cody. And he's saying, OMG, Janice from Friends voice. Is that Sue, the Hall of Famer? Hall of Famers and Sue. Yes, it's me. Don't take any, no paparazzi, please. Don't take any pictures of me. What's up, everyone? Don't forget to roundhouse kick that like button. As always, Stallone is the greatest action star of all time. Well, duh, obviously, but we're not talking about Stallone right now. All right. Cody's also saying with Arnold right there next to him or a very close second. Ant Gun is saying that 4Ks can be expensive. Yes, they can. Wall is empty, but my eyes enjoy that crisp 4K. Absolutely. Yes, I picked up the Jaws 2 Steelbook. All right, Ant Gun is saying, funny that you say Raiders is boring. As a kid, I always went to Last Crusade for fun. Last Crusade will always be my favorite Jones movie. That is awesome. Cool Guy might get Indiana Jones 5 on Steelbook when it comes out on physical media since I got all of them on Steelbook. All right, we are 45 minutes in. So you know what that means? We have to repeat the digital codes available. We have 15 minutes left. So again, just in case you guys did not know, the digital codes for tonight are A Good Person, Shivers, Wakanda Forever, trying to get rid of that, Creed 3, Renfield, Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers, Shooter, and Jesus Revolution. So guys, get on it. You know, submit your requests. I randomly pick. All right, those are the codes. Okay. Let's get into second place, shall we? Let's get into the runner-up of the Indiana Jones franchise for myself. And it is The Last Crusade. Indiana Jones and the supposedly Last Crusade. They should change the title of the movie. That's what they should do. To Indiana Jones and the supposed Last Crusade. That would be more entertaining than Raiders. Anyway, so Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. This is a very solid conclusion to the original trilogy. For me, the standout is obviously Sean Connery, who plays Indiana Jones's father. We have this great opening sequence with River Phoenix playing a young Indiana Jones. And we're getting a lot of the history of the character. The whip, the outfits when he's running away from the people that are stealing the artifact. And we get kind of like the prototype Indiana Jones. That was a nice touch. His fear of snakes, like everything is established of Indiana Jones in his younger days in the beginning of this movie. So that was great, fantastic. And then we get Sean Connery on top of it. Again, in this movie, we're dealing with Nazis. Why in all the Indiana Jones movies we're dealing with Nazis for some reason, except for Temple of Doom. Temple of Doom we're not. But it seems like every other one we're dealing with Nazis. So we're dealing with Nazis yet again in Crusade. I'm just going to flat out and say it. I don't enjoy the female lead in this movie either. For some reason, they cannot pick good, solid female leads. I don't know why. I didn't like the actress that they chose for this. I never liked her. I was always confused as to why Indiana Jones was always trying to save her, even after finding out who she was, that she was working with the Nazis. Like, why are you trying to save this stupid bitch? Like, why? Like, why? Why are you trying to save her? It was just so annoying all the time. Why are you caring about her? Just because she's a female? That doesn't matter. She's on the other side. Let her die. You know what I mean? But I enjoyed having characters from the past. Marcus, Sala coming back in. Love that. And obviously the iconic ending with all of them riding away on their horses into the sunset. And that should have been it, people. That should have been it. But overall, I enjoy Crusade, even though it does have the faults here and there. But it's a solid story. It's constantly moving. It's entertaining. That's why it's in second place. All right. So now you guys know what's at number one, so I don't have to tell you, right? We can just leave. Just kidding. All right. Philip, Hey Sue, Last Crusade, and Temple of Doom are my favorites. Yes, I don't really enjoy Raiders. Yes. Maria loves Raiders. It's the first one she saw in the theater. Douglas is saying the movie series is going to be a very long one when you watch them all. All right. Johnny's saying, Sue, that wasn't very cash money of you. What, hating on Raiders? David, I would love to see Harrison Ford and Stallone do another action movie together and prove all the naysayers wrong. I'm sure the movie would be great. I'm sure it would be. Absolutely. All right, the name I can't say. And that's just what I'm going to call you. Is that okay? Everyone has a right to their opinions and it's all subjective anyway. I love your channel and would never hate you. Thank you. And that's what I always say too. I joke around about differences of opinion, but at the end of the day, we are all different and we're all going to have a difference of opinion. We're all not going to agree on everything. And that's what makes everyone unique and wonderful. If we all had the same opinion about everything, we'd be in a cult. And who wants that? We don't want to be in a cult. All right. Mayo's movie marquee. Sorry, Susan, I missed the rest. Did you see Dial of Destiny? Yes, I did. I saw it in the theater. Yes, I did. All right. Philip is saying it would have been nice if Dial of Destiny showed Indiana as he always was, but older in real life. Ford has abs at 80 years old. That's impressive that he does. All right, Adrian is saying that Harrison Ford and Sean Connery had great chemistry together in The Last Crusade. Absolutely, they did. Probably one of my favorites from Crusade, my favorite scene is when the room's on fire and obviously they're tied back to back to the chairs. Dad, what? Dad, what? I love that. They hop over to the fireplace. That's one of the best scenes in the entire movie. I love that. It's probably a lot of people's favorites. Okay. And David is saying, yeah, Short Round deserved a role. Okay, so we have a couple minutes left. I got to get to my number one film. You guys already know what it is, but I have to tell you anyway and show it off. It is Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. I freaking love this movie. This is the only movie of the franchise that I love, that I absolutely love. I love this one. I like Crusade. And then the rest, you know what I'm saying? But this one I love. I think it came out in 87. I want to say 86, 87, somewhere around there. I do remember though that Temple of Doom was the first Indiana Jones movie I ever saw. So that might be the reason why this is my favorite, because when I was a little youngster, when I was little itty bitty Movies&Sue, this was my first Indiana Jones film, and I absolutely loved and adored it. So I'm going to start off with like probably the opinion that a lot of you are not going to agree with. I don't mind Kate Capshaw as the character of Willie. There she is. I do not mind her in this role. A lot of people call her annoying. I think she's entertaining. I'm sorry. She's running. It's so funny to me because Harrison Ford as Indiana Jones, you know, he's just standing there. He's the straight man, you know, with bugs crawling everywhere. He's just dealing with it. And then here she is running around the background, like a maniac. That's how I would be reacting if I was in a room full of bugs and freaking spiders and snakes. I wouldn't just be standing there not reacting. I'd be running around like a crazy person trying to get away. So that's what I love about this movie. You have these two personalities that are so opposite of each other, where Indy is so calm because he's used to these circumstances. And then you have Willie, who is not. And so here she is running around like a crazy person. That is comedy, and that is hilarious to me. So that's a huge reason as to why I love this movie. And I think she was the best love interest. I'm sorry. I would have loved to have seen their adventures continue together in Crusade rather than the freaking Nazi blonde chick. Get her out of there and bring Kate Capshaw back. That's what I wanted. So love her. I think she's the best, and everyone can disagree with me, but I find her entertaining as hell. And then obviously you guys already know my love for Short Round, Ke Huy Quan. Such a great dynamic in this movie between him and Harrison Ford, because you have the age difference, them being best friends. I would have liked to have seen like maybe a little bit more history or something, but I don't know how you would have incorporated that. But I just love their dynamic. It was so believable. And I just loved how everything that like Harrison Ford as Indiana Jones would be doing, Short Round was trying to imitate that, like the fight with the kid. And I love it. It's so good. I loved him in that role. Completely loved it. And also, Another reason is because, and I'm stealing this off of Cody Leach. I'm just going to be honest, I'm stealing this off of Cody Leach because I watch his reviews all the time. And he recently reviewed the Indiana Jones franchise. And when it comes to Temple of Doom, this one is his favorite as well, believe it or not. When it comes to Temple of Doom, this movie is the closest to a horror film. And I agree with him. And that's probably why it's my favorite. Because here you have these people underneath this palace that are like ripping hearts out of chests, and then they're going to drop you into the hot earth. God, that's frightening. I mean, it seemed like every single scene in Temple of Doom was exciting to me. Oh, this movie's always moving. There's always something happening. In the beginning, they're in the club. He meets Willie. They go off together. They meet up with Short Round. Then they're in the car. Then they're in the airplane. Then they drop out of the airplane into, the little village that they drop into. Then they go to Pancop Palace. Then they're in the palace. Then they're eating bugs and the bugs are everywhere. Then they're going down into the it's constantly moving and it's constant entertainment. And this is why Temple of Doom is my favorite. I don't find any fault in this movie. And then the best part about this movie, the best part is when they're on the bridge. They're on the bridge and the bad guys are coming from either side. And Indiana Jones, one of my favorite parts is when Kate Capshaw says, "Oh my God, is he nuts?" And Kiwi Quad is with her. I love that part. I love it. And then he hacks the bridge down and it collapses. So entertaining. So all of those reasons is why Temple of Doom, man. Temple of Doom is underrated for this franchise because in my opinion, this is the best. Whew. Is that enough for you? That is the best of the franchise. I love it. And I can watch it all the time, anytime. Anytime I can watch it. All right. Oh, the name I can't say. My name is Mel. Well, there we go. We have another Mel. Instead of My Killer Podcast, we have a name I can't say. Okay. All right. Maria says, "I love when Sean says, 'Sorry, son, they got us.'" All right. Johnny is saying 1984 Sue. Oh, is that for Raiders, I believe. Cinema Man saying, "I love how passionate you are about the Indiana Jones films. One thing was great about Crystal Skull was the throwback 50s and 60s music. Sue, have a fantastic rest of your week." Thank you so very much for stopping in, and I appreciate your comment. All right, Mayo is saying, I saw Temple just once in the theater, and the only thing I recall is the whiny kid screaming, 'Indy, Indy.' But he was so cute. He was so cute. All right, Cool Guy saying, "Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom is one of my favorites." Yes. Chilled Monkey Brains. Yes, Maria, "We are going to die." That's one of my favorite scenes too. When him and Short Round are trapped in that room and it's coming down and she's like, the bugs are all, I'm like spitting. The bugs are all over her. I love that part when he's like, "We are going to die." And she's like, "Okay." And I love it. Can you see? Look how much my face has changed and my excitement talking about Temple of Doom because it's such a better movie than everything else. All right. I gotta calm down. All right, Adrian's saying, "I remember the bridge scene in Temple of Doom." Johnny's saying, "Hang on, lady, we're going for a ride." Yep. Yes, Maria, Kate Capshaw is Spielberg's wife. Merja saying, "Have a great day and week, everyone." Everyone take care. Kate Capshaw, Scott is saying this, by the way. Kate Capshaw is Steven Spielberg's wife, yes. They actually started dating, I believe, while the Temple of Doom was being filmed. Ollie Oakland saying, "Yes, Temple of Doom is the best. I love Kate Capshaw." Oh, thank you. Someone else loves her besides me. So good. Bob is saying, "Hey, looks like I'm right on time." What does that mean? Because we're almost done? What does that mean, Bob? What does that mean? All right. Let's see. Everyone's saying, "Bob." All right. Bob is actually finishing up Raiders. The first time ever watching Raiders. Well, I can't be shocked because the first time I watched Raiders was, I think, a couple of years ago myself. So I'm also new to Raiders, but I've watched it 3 times. Yes, Bob, are you going to do a review on Raiders? All right, Landon is saying, "I love when she's on the elephant. It's my favorite part." I know, the elephant dynamic with her, that's so cute. Who remembers the Young Indiana Jones Chronicles TV show? I believe me. I believe I remember that one. And Bob is saying I was being sarcastic. I'm late as shit. That's okay. Smirk88, hey Sue, I love your content. Thanks for keeping the content coming. No problem. Thank you so much for watching and commenting and coming into the live stream. So we're going to end it there. That is my Indiana Jones ranking. As you guys know, Temple of Doom is the winner. Temple of Doom is my absolute favorite Indiana Jones movie, but I recommend, if you guys have not seen the franchise at all, give it a chance. It's one of the better, I will say this, it's one of the better franchises that is out there. It at least try the trilogy, okay? Try the first 3 movies. If you like it, if you enjoy it, keep going and watch the other 2 films. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. We are ending with 56 people, 44 likes. Cool Guy saying Temple of Doom is one of the best movies of '84. And Bob is saying it's raining cats and dogs. All right, everyone, right now, head on over to Mid-Level Media. He is starting his June roundtable right now. So head on over there, have a good time, and I'll see you next Wednesday.